DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. I get questions from athletes all the time, and often from people who are not athletes, business people, entrepreneurs, personal brand builders, aspiring influencers, who ask me a question that goes something like this. And any of you, some of y'all watching this, I'm probably talking about you too. People ask these questions. Maybe you ask me, you ask somebody else. Dre, you say, like, I'm thinking about doing X. Like, I'm thinking about, trying to play overseas, or I'm thinking about writing a book, or I'm thinking about trying to start a career as a coach. I'm thinking about starting a website. I'm thinking about, I want to try to be an influencer. I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to start a channel, and I'm going to put out a video every single day. They tell me what they're thinking about doing. And then they start asking questions like, what do you think are the chances that I'll succeed at doing this? Or how hard is it? How hard do you think it's going to be for me? Or how hard was it for you to do it? Or how hard would it be for somebody in my situation, because I'm only a certain height, or I'm a certain age, or I'm talking about this subject, or I got this kind of life experience. What do you think the chances are that I could be successful? Or what do you think is worth it? Or then they may ask an open-ended question that is really an unfair question to ask anybody. They say, what advice do you have for me, given that I'm thinking about going and doing something? Listen, I'm gonna tell you the advice that I have for you. All right, you ready? Don't nobody give a fuck about what you're thinking about doing. Nobody cares what you thought about doing, what you've been gauging the possibilities of, what you've been gathering information about, what you asked 15 people what they thought your chances were. And you shouldn't be asking anybody if they have any advice for you when you ain't did shit. Listen, if somebody come to me and say, I'm thinking about doing something, what advice do I have for them? I say, well, what the fuck, stop fucking thinking about it and go do it. That's the best advice I could give you. If I'm going to give you one piece of advice about anything you ever thought about doing in life, whether that's getting married, having children, quitting your job, cussing out somebody, the neighbor next door because their music be too loud, getting a dog, going and trying to play overseas, starting a YouTube channel, building your brand, leaving the company you've been working for 20 years and starting your own business. If there's one piece of advice I can give to anybody on anything that you ever thought about doing, is go fucking do it. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Stop researching the shit. Stop all the other bullshit that people be doing. Like, everything you could think of that people do when they thinking about it but not doing shit, I done heard it. All right, don't nobody want to hear that shit. Even the person who you think could be giving you advice, the mentor or the coach. Listen, I've had mentors in my life, people who have taken me under their wing and helped me out and give me information and see what I'm doing and say, all right, well, look, the way you did that, if you just change it up and do this right here, that'll work. Or this right here, just stop doing that completely and replace that with this. And this right here is good, so do more of that. I've had mentors who give me that information. So I'm not telling you that I'm not willing to be a mentor, a virtual mentor to whoever, a billion people. If you want to watch this or listen to my podcast or read my books or take in anything that I'm putting out there. But understand, nobody could ever mentor me for shit if I wasn't doing nothing. Nobody can mentor me on how to do business if I wasn't doing no business. If I didn't have a product, if I didn't have a service, I didn't have an idea. If I didn't have an idea who my customer was or what I wanted to do, or I didn't know what the credibility was that I was bringing to the table, and I hadn't started doing anything. You understand? I can't help nobody who ain't doing shit. And this whole I'm thinking about it, or I'm considering it, or I've always wanted to do this but I never did it yet, so I don't know. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. If you want somebody to help you out and give you some information or some guidance or some advice, first of all, you got to go help yourself and take some action. Then when you get some results, you can see, look, I did this. This is the result I got. Now let me think, how can I tweak this? How can I change this up a little bit? What do I need to do different? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to just delete completely because I know it ain't going to work at all? But you got to take some action before you can even get to that point. And the bottom line, the reason that I came with this video, because I get these questions especially from athletes who talk about trying out for a team, walking on to college, trying to play professional basketball or start a business. Usually it's something related to something that they seen me do or heard me talk about. That's why they're asking me. But I'm sure there's plenty of you out there, when you're in a position of having done something that people see as, I guess, quote unquote success, they ask you these same questions. But listen, don't help nobody who ain't doing that. If you come across somebody or somebody comes up to you and they ain't did shit, but they thinking about doing it and they want some advice, here's the advice you give them. You can even get them a link to this video, or you can just say to them, go fucking do something. If you're going to do it, go do it. If you ain't going to do it, Stop talking about it. That's really the bottom line. I don't want to hear nobody talking about no shit that they ain't never did. I don't care if you thinking. I don't care if you thought about it for 10 straight years. If you ain't did it, I don't want to hear you talking about it. If you got all the information, you done read every book, you got like 15 mentors who all are successful and they're gonna help you out, and why the fuck you ain't doing it? Nobody wanna hear that shit. And this is for any athlete, potential entrepreneur, a brand builder, influencer, YouTuber. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. What you thinking about, thought about, considering, wonder how hard it is. If I said that often enough, I think we can end it on that note. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. My book, Work on Your Game, using the pro athlete mindset to dominate in business, sports, and life, is available now where all books are sold, physical, digital, and of course the audiobook, 100% done by me. You have learned from these philosophies, the mental game, business, sports, life, anything you do, this is the book for you. Go get it now and work on your game. Dre all day.